So growing Roselle in a small space.
Ready?
Wagwan, let's grow something truly special. Roselle, aka Jamaican Sorrel, Florida Jamaica, or hibiscus sabdarifa. Now, this vibrant plant not only brought a tropical flair to my balcony, but it also rewarded me with these ruby red sepals for my favorite Christmas drink. This tropical hibiscus variety loves warm weather and plenty of sunshine, making it perfect for balcony garden, especially if you've got a sunny spot. And guess what? It's low maintenance and super rewarding. Ready to learn how I grew this from seed to harvest to sip? Let's dig in. Here's what I used. To start the seeds, of course, you will need seeds. Look for healthy seeds. You'll also need a seed starting mix. Get a high quality seed starting mix. And of course, seed starting containers. I used plastic cups since I'll do the Kratky method. I also used cling film and an elastic band to cover the cups and create that humidity dome. It's a lot of plastic, I know, but I will reuse, then recycle. I also needed scissors and a spray bottle filled with water. Now, when transplanting, you will need containers, of course. Opt for large pots or planters with drainage holes to prevent waterlogging. I used grow bags made for bottom watering. And of course, you will need potting mix. Use a high quality potting mix that's well draining and nutrient rich. You will also need a way to water your plants. I used a watering can because that's what's convenient for me. And of course, you can add an optional fertilizer to give it an extra boost of nutrients. Got it? Great. Let's get planting. To plant Roselle seeds, I soaked the seeds in water for 24 hours. This helps with germination.
Sorry for the peeing sounds. Okay, and let's take a look at our seeds so far. I'm so excited. Look. Listen. Only 24 hours of soaking the seeds and we already have germination going. This is why I always say, especially your larger seeds, soak them overnight, preferably for 24 hours. And look at that.
While the seeds soaked, I prepared the plastic cups. I did the Kratky method using 2 plastic cups. I cut drainage holes into the bottom of 1 cup. Then I partially filled that cup with moist seed starting mix. If you need to, you can check out this video to see how I moisten my seed starting mix, then come right back. I placed the soaked seeds on top of the soil, then gently covered it with loose, moist seed starting mix. I then misted the soil with water and covered it with the cling wrap, securing it with the elastic band. I used toothpicks to make tiny holes in it to help with ventilation. For added moisture, I poured water into the second cup, then placed the soil-filled cup into it to absorb it as it needs. This will help keep the soil consistently moist until sprouts appear, usually within about 1 to 2 weeks, but since mine have already germinated, it took a much shorter time. I occasionally remove the cling wrap to ventilate. This helps to prevent mold. Look, they've sprouted. After sprouting, they need the right care to grow properly. As soon as they sprouted, I removed the cling wrap and gave them lots of light. I placed them in a sunny spot near my balcony doors. As they grew, I bottom watered as needed. As they developed their true leaves, I started to harden them off by putting them outside to get used to their new growing environment. Once they got about 2 sets of true leaves, I transplanted them. Comment below, will you grow your own Roselle? Now, we need to choose the right container and location before transplanting. I selected my pots and the location on my balcony where they'll grow. I used 2 grow bags, one 3 and one 5 gallon. You can also use ceramic or terracotta pots due to their natural porosity, but plastic pots with drainage holes will work just as well. Sorrel needs full sun, ideally 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day. I grew mine on my east-facing balcony and they did well. Before transplanting, I prepared the containers and the soil. Since I'm reusing this soil, I needed to add extra nutrients. Now, originally, I had combined potting soil, compost, and perlite to ensure good drainage and aeration for the roots. This original mix would have provided essential nutrients like phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium. However, since it's been used and depleted from last season, I added a soil fixer and compost, which is crucial as it promotes healthy root development and flowering. I also mixed in fertilizer granules. If you would like, check out this video right here to see the detailed steps I took to mix this soil and come right back. Remember, come back. I gently removed the seedlings from the cups, then made a hole in the soil. Then I watered the seedlings and placed them in a sunny spot. Now we wait.
Okay, we've got some sorrel going. Oh gosh, it's so big. And of course,
after transplanting, it's all about consistent care. Here's what to keep in mind if you plan to grow your own Roselle. Since Roselle loves the sun, I made sure that they get at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily.
So this is one sorrel plant. You can see how big it is. And then we have this one that's in the side that's closer to where there is no sun right now. Right, this one is struggling a bit because it has less sunlight and it's actually in a bigger pot, so it's mess. So this is in a 5-gallon pot grow bag, while this one is actually in a smaller 3-gallon that you can see there. And this is thriving a bit better. They do get this watering at the same time, they do get fertilizer at the same time, but this plant, because it has a little bit of a longer prolonged exposure to the sun, it's doing a lot better than the one in the larger pot. So one thing to keep in mind is sunlight exposure when it comes to location.
I tried to keep the soil evenly moist but avoided overwatering. I bottom watered to help this out. They were fed with an organic amino fertilizer every 2 weeks. Roselle grows quickly and appreciates the extra nutrients. As the plant grew older, I pruned and pinched off the tips to encourage bushier growth and more flowers and calyx production. Roselle doesn't like the cold. If you live in a cooler climate, consider growing it during the warmer months or bring the pot indoors when temperatures drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. Basil and marigold make great companion plants for Roselle. They not only look beautiful together, but also help repel pests. Now, speaking of pests, watch out for aphids and spider mites. A quick spray of neem oil can help keep them at bay. Protect your plants from strong winds that can damage the delicate blooms and topple the pots. I tried staking them, but even then, it still snapped like this. Well, as you can see, I stuck the broken branches in water and it pushed out roots. And it's even flowered. I need to transplant this. Before we harvest, click that like button if you'd like to try growing your own sorrel from seed.
These ones already opened up, so they'll soon be ready to pick. Especially this was the first one to open. And we've got the blossom that's opened up. And we're looking good. Hopefully I can get a nice batch of sorrel for Christmas and thing before the weather gets too cold.
After about 5 months, the Roselle plant started budding and pushing out these beautiful flowers. Here's the exciting part.
So as the plant grows, it will push out these tiny buds that will then open up into these beautiful flowers. And once the flowers close, they will fall off, leaving this tiny seed pod inside, which will then grow. So as the seed pod grows, it will get bigger like this. Don't worry, I'm leaving this one to dry, and it will grow bigger for it to be harvested.
Once the flowers fell out, the calyces grew even more. Here's how I harvested them. I checked for maturity. I waited until the calyces were fully developed when they're bright red and firm, but before they started drying out.
So traditionally, they would harvest it by just cutting the entire fruit-filled stalk off. But I'm trying something different where I'm picking off the individual fruits as they're ready. So this is ready, so I can pop this off.
I harvested individual fruits as they matured, and I also harvested the full branch. Each method has its benefits. To harvest an individual calyx, I gently twisted or cut them with garden scissors to carefully cut the calyx from the stem. This individual method allows you to harvest each calyx as they mature, leaving the younger ones to develop. I dried them for use later. To harvest the full branch, I looked for ones with mostly mature calyces and cut at a junction just above a new shoot to help promote new growth. Don't forget, the leaves are edible too. They can be used in salad or cooked as greens. Talk about a versatile plant. These calyces were perfect for making hibiscus tea, jams, or sauces, and of course, delicious Jamaican sorrel drink. Ginger. Enjoy your homemade sorrel packed with vitamin C and a cranberry-like flavor. So, growing Roselle in a small space. Growing Roselle in a small space is not. Growing Roselle in a small. Okay. Conclusion. Growing Roselle in a small. Growing Roselle in a small space is not only possible but truly rewarding. With the right care and conditions, you can enjoy this beautiful and nutritious plant right from your own space. If you would like to see how I made my sorrel drink, check out this video right here. Now, if the video is missing, it means I haven't uploaded it yet. So subscribe and click the notification bell to know when I upload how I make my very own sorrel drink. Later.